What's up, Vankas?
Hello, Vankas.
I don't even have to ask how anybody's doing because we know how we're doing.
In the arms of an angel, fly away from here. Goodbye, Guenther Steiner, and the Vanker Nation you fear. You called Gene on the phone, and he chewed you out. It's a Guenther Steiner's world, and we are just living in it about. We say goodbye, Guenther Steiner. You gave us so much to laugh about. Are we rock stars or are we vankers? I guess we will never find out. Guenther Steiner.
And that's the episode.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, sir.
Dankeschön, Gunther. Dankeschön. Thank you for all your misery and pain.
It's something
I
unpredictable.
recall a certain wheel gun fall.
Yes.
And you tore your shirts. I don't know. I'm out.
And you smash my door.
What a chore. Fixing things that you broke. I don't know. I had it for a second.
You had it. Oh, dude, the wheel guns. The wheel guns was choice, dude. Oh my God.
I can't even freestyle slowly. That's I'm like singing so slowly to try to figure out what comes next. I can't do it.
Right. Oh my God. Well, the news has broken. The end of an era. Guenther Steiner is out at Haas. You know,
I mean, sorry,
it's like we knew this day would come, but then also we thought.
I never thought it would happen, honestly.
I knew that I was like, at some point this day will come, but then it kept on not happening. That I was like, oh, I guess he'll just be there forever.
That's what I thought, honestly.
I mean,
because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Without Guenther Steiner, what the fuck is that team? They have no identity.
Right.
Okay? Without him, without Guenther Steiner, Haas is just like, say it with me, steak F1 kick team Sauber. They have no fucking identity.
Yeah.
With him, you know who the fuck they are. They are a team near the bottom that you know and love.
Right.
They are the chaotic upstarts. He embodies that ethos. They have an identity, and without him, what the hell is even that? And I'm looking through their record, Brian. They've only they had 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
He had 8 years.
Yep.
They were a complete disaster class, but they only didn't. And I think this is cool. They only finished last twice. Yeah. Did you know that, Brian?
Yeah, pretty good.
They only didn't finish. They only finished last twice, which, if you consider what a sham organization that is pretty fucking incredible. We just remember the
lows.
The lows were so low.
The lows were so spectacularly low that they kind of dragged down the rest of the ship.
Yeah, but he was moneyballing it. He was tanking. He was doing Daryl Morey. He was punting on that Mazepin season where we were clowning him
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a clown show. The next year they got 8th.
Yeah.
Because he was putting all his eggs in that reg basket. He was doing a poor man's brawn.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
He punted and he took all that pain. He took the pain of a Ukrainian crisis.
Right.
He took on the money of a Russian oligarch. He
Yeah.
took it all. He put the blame on me. You can put the blame on me. You can put the so. They could
I
get
am Guenther
8.
Steiner.
So he could get 8th
Yeah.
the next year
Right.
with K-Mag and Mick. With Mick, who was not even good, with basically one competent driver.
Right.
So it must. We're dealing with now. The identity is a guy who might allegedly sells parts to Russia, has been to jail for tax fraud.
Sure.
You know, not like that's who is the most identifiable person on that team from a management standpoint. Does he
Yeah,
really?
I mean,
like, Gunther was doing
well-
a great
well-
job, like keeping he was a great lightning rod, you know?
Right. But what we're talking about here, and what you're talking about, is kind of like the PR of it of the team. I guess the question is, like, as much as Gunther did things for the PR, for the outward facing, for the appearance of the team, in what way was he holding back the actual, product of the race? Like, as much as maybe they don't have an identity, maybe this is a move where they hope it's like, that it will improve the actual driving. It'll improve the actual car, the product of what's happening on track. And I think what's interesting about this is that I think you could argue that Gunther kept his job for a few years longer than maybe he would have had Drive to Survive not been a thing. Because
Right, but it was a thing, and he capitalized on it.
Right,
So-
it was a thing and he capitalized on it. But what's interesting about this is I feel like this kind of notes a bit of like an end of a Drive to Survive era. It's like the end of the first trimester of Drive to Survive. Of kind of like, this thing doesn't, just because Gunther is famous and Gunther is a brand unto himself, and while that probably helps them get advertising money for a few years, and it helps the brand of Haas F1 team, I think what this seems like it represents is the kind of, that's not just going to carry you through anymore. Just because you do numbies on socials doesn't mean that like you're going to have your job at the helm of this team that isn't doing as well as they think that it could.
How much better do you think this team can do?
I don't know.
They get they don't build a car. They get their chassis from Dallara.
And they get parts
and they
from
get their
Ferrari.
engines from Ferrari. So they
Which is also all about like relationships, and like Gunther's in with the Ferrari.
He's in with Fred.
He was in with
Fred are
Binotto. He was in with
Yeah.
Binotto, and he was in with Fred. I mean, it is true that like that world is so insular that it's a lot of it's just handshakes and verbal agreements, and then all of a sudden it becomes a reality later. And Gunther is one of those guys. He's one of those. He's like a leech of the Formula One garage. Like he just doesn't fucking. He just is in there and he doesn't fucking quit.
I guess the only thing, and by the way, that's what this game is. That's what Ferrari was. Ferrari was a guy who got in there and didn't quit. Now,
Right.
I think maybe Gene is looking around and he saw Force India and was like, "Oh, that's cool.
Right.
Why can't we do that?" They did get
Right.
5th one year,
Yep.
which is like the best. What did Force India get one year? 5th, 4th?
I think they got fourth. I mean, it was let's
The Checo year.
The Checo year. Let's see
Like that was the other scrappy team.
Right.
But they're gone now. They're Aston Martin.
Yeah, Force India got fourth in 2017.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they got fourth in 2016 as well. Yeah, they were in there.
They were in there. Otmar. How does he not have a job?
Was Otmar running that the whole time? Well, these are also part of the rumor mill is that Otmar is going to get in there, but I think it's someone from within Haas who's now going to take over the job.
I would hire Otmar. That's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like if you're gonna shake things up, you want to shake things up properly.
Yeah.
And Otmar seems to be your guy for that.
Yeah, don't hire one of Gunther's disciples.
Right.
Just kind of without the Riz.
Right.
Don't hire someone that Gunther has been apprenticing underneath him.
Yeah.
That seems silly. You bring in Otmar, who's like a total different energy, who also is becoming a fan favorite.
Yes, that's true. You still get kind of fan favoritism, and then you maybe get a bit more of He's kind of the opposite of Gunther in a lot of ways. Like Gunther's all just like impulse. He's all like just, frontal lobe. And Otmar's very kind of reserved, very calculated. It's a different vibe.
Gene, if you're listening to us,
yes,
hire Otmar Safnauer.
Yes.
If you want a guy that can take a team that's kind of a shit show and drag it up.
Yes.
Like, say, a Force India Racing Point. Otmar's your fucking guy. He's guy to do it. And he's a fan favorite.
And he posts fun stuff on social media so the fans will still have something to associate Haas with.
Yes.
We all love
thirst traps.
We love Haas because Gunther was fascinating and entertaining and did numbies. Look at Otmar's selfies. And think about him wearing this Haas hat while he takes one of those selfies. I mean, would do numbies. Give the guy another chance. He's been sitting on the sidelines, waiting, saying, "Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I could be Guenther Steiner." You know what I mean?
He's been lurking around that paddock, taking pictures like the guy.
That's right.
The guy she told you not to worry about.
Yeah.
But if I'm a team principal, I'm worried about that, and my team's not killing it. Although, who is he? This is now becoming an Otmar Safnauer discussion.
Yeah.
Who is he stealing a job from? Maybe he's not like the only team that seems like a legitimate shit show where you're like, they need a new guy is Alpine.
Besides, now Haas, obviously.
Right.
Williams is good. Alfa
Romeo's in this weird, they got Seidel, they're committed to him.
Right. It's either Alpine he's not going there because
they just got rid of him.
So it's Haas. Haas is the spot. We're calling it right now. Otmar needs to go to Haas. That's it. That's it. That's what needs to happen. Listen, I think we'll see what happens. I predict. Honestly, my gut's saying? My gut's saying that it's going to be a good thing for Haas. My gut's saying it's going to be good. My gut's saying that it was kind of time. But that doesn't mean I'm not sad. And I think we should look back maybe at the best of Guenther Steiner.
Don't cry because it's over.
Yeah.
Don't what's the saying?
Yeah, what is it?
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened, or whatever it was.
Cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Smile because it happened. Yep.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened, which is a thing that and he's adjusting the thing
Well, the sun
midstream.
is changing, so it's just, I gotta adjust.
That is something that our mutual friend Chris said at our senior graduation ceremony. He said that he quoted Dr. Seuss for us at the senior graduation. So I always associate
How did that go over? How did that go over?
It was sweet. We were like, oh, look at it was just it was funny that if Chris is gonna pull out a quote, it's Dr. Seuss, you know. Okay, I think that we should look back at our favorite Guenther Steiner moments. I mean, we fell in love. Episode 1, Season 1, Drive to Survive. The double wheel gun fuck up in Australia. The classic quote, him on the phone with Gene. Gene, 4th and 6, Gene. We look like a bunch of rock stars. Now we look like a bunch of fucking vankers. I mean, we say Vasa Vanka at the beginning of every episode because of this man.
We kind of, yeah. We kind of have him to thank in a lot of ways for doing this.
For this pod.
And now he's gone and we go on.
Truly.
Somehow.
As we go on, we remember Guenther Steiner. Trying to keep it together. On the phone with his boss, Gene. Fuck. It was hard for him to be mean. Do not fuck smash my door. Fuck you, Mazepin. Don't smash. Don't fuck smash my door.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man!
All right, we'll work on that.
We'll work on that. I mean, we just,
Yeah, so he gave us that. He gave us "Don't Fuck Smash My." He gave us he gave us a bunch of rock stars. I mean, all his phone calls with Gene. Where he's spinning him, gaslighting him.
Yeah,
is where Gene would yell at him, and then he'd go, "Well, you're telling me, Gene. I'm on."
Right.
Why are you yelling at me? I'm also yelling at me. You know, I'm in the the way he took no accountability.
Yeah.
The buck doesn't stop with me. It stops somewhere over by Romaine Grosjean being a moron.
Yeah.
The guy that I hired being a fucking idiot.
Right. He's like a cartoon of a guy, someone's yelling at you and then all of a sudden, he's running circles around you. You don't even see him and then he's on your side. And then, there's a ghost of where he was standing, and he's like, right? Yes, Gene, him, that's the guy.
Yeah, the way to watch him do that, spin a billionaire was special.
Yeah.
And then,
him saying, I'd fuck the whole paddock.
And then said he'd hug the whole paddock. And
I'd hug the whole paddock, actually. That's what I said.
It actually seemed like he meant it.
Right.
This was designed by Haas right here. It's the Haas. It's the Haas organ. I think that's why we also identify.
Right.
I'm going to hold it like this the whole time now.
Yeah,
I think this is also why we identify with
Haas.
With Haas is because we are a bit of a glue and duct tape organization.
Ragtag
even as we grow,
even
as our numbers grow,
right.
Our equipment never works. We have to re-record things.
Yeah.
And it just kind of speaks to that ethos of you might not have the talent or the skills, but you're just gonna
keep on carrying on.
Yeah, it's like that movie Hilary Duff, where she's like Cinderella. It's like a Cinderella reboot.
Yeah, sure.
And oh God, what's her name from White Lotus? The icon.
Oh, Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh yeah, you're not very pretty, and you're not very bright.
Yeah. She goes, you're not going to get into Princeton because you're not very pretty, and you're not very smart.
Yeah.
So glad we had that talk.
Yeah, so glad we had that talk.
It's so iconic. But she believes in her, and I feel like there's a Cinderella story there,
right? Yes,
that everyone can identify with.
Yes, which is why this is so tragic. Is like you were waiting for Jean and Gunther, really Gunther, to finally get.
You're waiting for that slipper to fit.
You're waiting for the slipper to fit, and what this was just kind of a stark, slap in the face and a stark reminder that real world ain't a fantasy.
He also doesn't look like a team principal, and or sound like a team principal.
Right? No, he's Count Olaf paired with Michael Scott. That's what he is.
He's Waluigi.
He's Waluigi.
He's a side character that got his own video game.
That's right. That's right.
And we loved it.
And we loved it. And we. It's sad. I'm fascinated to see where he goes next, because here's the thing. And maybe we'll end on this, where the Rosebud, where he's going, where's what's the future for Guenther Steiner? First off, he needs a podcast. Let's not mince words here. He needs a platform. And much like, how Tony Romo now has made this new career as the announcer, he's on CBS and he does, commentary on the games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jensen Button, Julian Palmer, they might be in a little bit of trouble.
I mean, this guy, talk about a talking head. Talk about a pundit. Talk about a guy who can give color commentary on what's going on better than maybe anyone else. I think that there's a bright future in the media
ESPN
space
is
for Guenther Steiner.
him up.
They better. If they're smart, they will.
They snatch him because they need to start thinking about what their broadcast team looks like.
Absolutely.
If they ever want to create their own
Yes.
team that isn't just like the Sky feed, he's got to be close to the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah. You could build around Gunther. I don't know if you could build
around Gunther.
I don't know if you could really build a Formula 1 team around Gunther, but you could certainly build a media empire around Gunther. That's what you could definitely do.
I don't even know if you have to stick with racing. I want to hear his thoughts on politics. I want to hear his thoughts on the economy.
Yeah.
What are his feelings on vaccinations?
Right, yeah, for sure. January 6th. What's the thoughts?
One of my favorite issues things was him wading into the Ukraine conflict.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Just another thing I have to deal with today. Oh God, why does this, like my mom when the Ukraine happened? Why does this always happen to me? Rich
that was
energy. Ukraine. Fucking fuck smash my door. I mean, every season it was something with this fucking guy.
He gave us a lot. He gave us a lot to look at.
Although bringing Kevin back felt like a bit of a literal retread.
Well, I wonder if Kevin's going to have solidarity with Gunther. And guess what? The answer is no. But it would be sick if Kevin was like...
he's going to be like, hey, new guy, you're still paying me, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I just want Kevin Magnuson to have like I'm not fucking leaving. Or I am fucking leaving. I guess that doesn't work.
It's the opposite.
Opposite of that. Anyway, I think that opportunity is very there for Gunther. He's such a gearhead, though, and he's such a garage rat that I'm like, will he just find some other garage? Will he go to NASCAR? Will he go to IndyCar? Like, he'll just find some other...
He wants to run a team. Well, he has his own company that I think he's got money.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how he scratches
how he's going to use it, yeah. We will see. Jury's out. This will be a space to watch. But we salute Guenther Steiner for all of his service.
Goodbye, Vanka.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Vanka.
Goodbye to thee, Vanka.